James Melendez, James the wine guy right now, James the Ethiopian coffee guy. This is what we have ahead in this review. So this is Trader Joe's Ethiopian coffee. Stay tuned. This is, of course, Trader Joe's organic, fair trade, shade-grown, organic Ethiopian coffee from Yirgacheffe region, medium to dark roast. Actually, it's medium dark roast. And so you'll see the organic symbol here, back panel from inspection, a 13-ounce canister that is so unique to Trader Joe's. And of course, I think other retailers do use it, but Trader Joe's is probably one of the larger users of canisters for their coffee program. So I have a ritual coffee, Ethiopian coffee, and so I have the beans displayed in addition to the beans from this particular coffee. And so what compelled me to buy this coffee was I saw that it was medium to dark roast or medium dark roast, and what really caught my eye was I was hoping it was a medium roast, a true bona fide medium roast, because I think for me I do have that stay away from the charred or the dark roast because it just doesn't fit my palate. It's not something I find exhilarating or interesting. So you know, I think that's a very interesting thing where you look at these coffee beans and you see right away how they're going to even taste. So I use my Chemex, and upon you know, brewing this cup of coffee actually several times, and I was following the directions, and I said, okay, well, you know, first time is very, very smoky, and then dialed down a bit with the quantity, and it's tended to be a little less smoky, but not much more so. And so, you know, I've grown to love, absolutely love light to medium roast coffees because you get some really bona fide characteristics of each region. I want to taste the region. I don't want to taste a you know, in many ways, if it's a dark roast, it can come from anywhere, right? Because you almost burn out all the characteristics. So in my ideal world, I've been a food and wine marketing manager in my past of a national retailer of food and wine. So in my role as a food and wine marketing manager, I did a lot of cuppings, a lot of tasting of coffee, and you know, I would have made the recommendation that this coffee would be a dark roasted coffee, listed as such on the canister, not medium. And so great disappointment for me. So I'm not going to you know, further ado on the scent and flavor characteristics, and I'll discuss towards the end of that the point score and how I came up with that. So here we go. First to the scent characterization, flavor profile, and the point score. Notes on this include sandalwood, minerals, hint of marmalade, and cinnamon. Next is the flavor characterization, then the point score. Notes on this coffee include moist stones, toasted bread, cinnamon, clove, and a hint of chocolate. This is a 7.5 out of a 10.0 scale. Think of that as 75 points out of 100 points. And you can see right here that I drink this black because I think that's really important to do. Generally, what I would do in a coffee like this is I would put a lot of cream or milk in it because I need to cut down some of that really bracing characteristics. So 75 point, in many ways I would have given this a lower point score than a 75 based on the roasting profile, and I think, you know, the buyer or, you know, the marketing person needs to really label this correctly, and so the expectations are met at the consumer, at the register, right? So this is too dark for my profile. It is something I think it has there's no, what's the medium part of this? I'm not really sure. So you can read into the point score. 75 is basically a C, and you know, again, if it didn't have the dark note on there, I would say that I would give it a lower point score because it didn't follow the roasting profile that I think it should have. Because you can taste another, you know, say this example of ritual coffee right here, it's going to be very, very different. It's an Ethiopian coffee, and then you get those characteristics of the floral component. So no floral component on this, unfortunately. So again, 75 points out of 100 points, 7.5 out of my 10.0 scale. So stay tuned for more coffee, beer, and spirits reviews, and so stick with me on this great journey. If you can, do me a favor, give a like to this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, and stay tuned for more reviews to come. Salud!